Hi, I'm Matt, Arable manager here at Heathcote Farms in Toddington, Bedfordshire. And we're stood here in a field with 3 different varieties. So we've got KWS Equipe, KWS Vibe and KWS Palladium. And I'm currently stood in the KWS Vibe. And this was sown on the 27th of September, or all 3 varieties were. And we're growing them as a look-see, and which is why we've put the Palladium round the headland to compare against an already well-established Group 2 that we're growing here. First impressions, it's come through the winter well. We've had 7 months now of above average rainfall, so it's been well tested, should we say. But so far it's looked well. Slightly growth habit, I would say, comparing to the Equipe. The Equipe was more sort of upright growth, whereas the Vibe was more sort of prostrate, sort of hug the ground, but they're slowly starting to even themselves up now. So far to date, it's had sort of 240 kilos of nitrogen, so it's had all its bagged nitrogen. It's also had a T0 in the last couple of days. So going forward, all 3 varieties will have the same fungicide program through the spring, so there's no anomalies, so we can compare them exactly the same. And then the plan will be to give this some late foliar nitrogen and hopefully hit that 13% milling Group 1 market. So this year we are 80% milling wheats, and we're looking at next year going 100% milling wheat. And this year we've currently got Crusoe, Illustrious as out and out Group 1s, and then Axtays and Palladium filling that Group 2 market. What we're keen and what we're looking for the Vibe is hopefully to fill that slot of where Crusoe and Illustrious currently are. From our point of view on the farm, risk management is critical, and which is why we like the varieties Axtays and Palladium, because they've got good agronomic features and they also yield well and produce good quality protein, Hagberg and spec weight. Conversely, the Crusoe and the Illustrious are quite poor disease-wise, particularly septoria, and because we're in that early sowing slot in September, that creates more of an issue for us. So with good disease scores that the likes of the Vibe has, we're really hopeful that that's going to sort of potentially push those 2 off this farm. So yeah, we've just recently combined the Equipe and the Vibe. Equipe, which yielded 10.63 tonnes a hectare dry, and then that was followed by the Vibe at 10.53 tonnes a hectare. So the Vibe was over just over 7 hectares, and the Equipe was just over 5.5 hectares. So a decent area to compare against. Initial findings or yield results are encouraging for the 2 varieties. Definitely keen to grow it again in future. So going on through the spring, yeah, they've both been agronomically very clean varieties, not suffered too much from septoria. Similarly, brown rust, yellow rust, it's been a bad brown rust year. So we've been very pleased agronomically from that standpoint. The Equipe, as we saw early in the spring, was definitely taller. There was more straw from the variety. Did have to have an extra PGR application in the spring just to keep on top of it, as we were a bit concerned it going too tall. So that's something to factor in. But no, so far, sort of very pleased with how the varieties grew through the spring and how they performed this harvest. The key will be, we've got some samples to send off for lab analysis, is finding what the protein results are from that, and that will determine if we do grow it, the areas of it, and whether we favour one variety more than the other.